Howdy guys, how we doing?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, good Dan, welcome. Thanks for joining.
No worries. Thanks for hosting.
Afternoon all. How we doing?
Good here, mate.
Where are you based, Dan?
I'm on the south coast in the UK. I can definitely hear an Aussie twang.
Yeah, Western Australia over here. Grew up on the East Coast, but on the West Coast now.
Oh, nice, man. It's I love for Australia. People say, "Oh, I grew up on the west, and now on the east." People don't realise how far that actually is.
yeah, yeah, that's very true. About 4,000 kilometers apart.
just the 4,000 kilometers.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump away. People don't realize that, like, we're nearly the same land mass as America. It's crazy.
And it's all desert.
Dan, which bit of the south coast are you from?
I'm from Brighton, mate. How about yourself?
Brighton, of course. Yeah. Louis and I are southwest. We're Bristol.
Oh, nice. It's to be honest, if you keep going a little bit more west, and you get to I mean Bristol's not bad, but get down to Cornwall, and it's amazing.
I love it. But I mean, you're from Brighton. We're in Bristol. That's kindred spirits. Brighton's basically Bristol by sea.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's exactly it.
All right, welcome Larry. We've got Larry. We've got one more to jump on. How you doing, Larry?
GM everyone, can you hear me?
Hey,
You got a mic check there, Larry?
guys, how are you?
Oh, there we go. Good, man, good. How are you traveling?
I can't complain. It's a uncomfortably warm evening in the Asia Pacific, but it's not so bad. It's 11 p.m. my time, but happy to be here with you, with all of you guys. It's great two communities, so it's been a long time coming.
Nice, man. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Hong Kong area right now, so yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's 11 p.m. for me too. I'm in Western Australia.
Oh, perfect, man. Yeah, we're in the same scape, so that's good. Yeah, it's been a little bit warm. I'm sure it's warm in Australia too.
Yeah, I mean it's winter, but it was a nice sunny day today, and I mean we had a little an afternoon shower, but otherwise I think it was like 24 or something. So
Oh yeah,
sun was shining.
it's still fairly warm.
Better than most UK winters.
Oh yeah, it's still fairly warm.
Our summers, right?
Yeah, we're meant to be in summer, and it's cloudy, of course, and about 18 degrees, I think. So yeah, your winter days are killing us.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, brother.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Hey,
I'm
Adam,
glad I'm
how
not
are
back
you?
in the UK at the minute. Not what you're saying anyway, Dan.
Right.
I'm sorry about that, buddy.
You
Nah, cool. All right, guys, we might give it another minute or two, and we'll kick things off.
sounds good.
Oh, Action, that's Action from over at Wolf. We had him on the panel over there. How you doing, man? He's requested to speak. I'll bring him up.
Yeah, Action was also on with one of the panel members with Mario the other night as well. It's nice to see you again, buddy.
You too, Grant. I just came up to see if you guys needed translation for the dumb Americans that can't understand anything you guys say.
Yeah, we will be speaking English, not American English. I don't know if it's going to translate too well.
Action, is that a new protocol that you're marketing?
You know, now that you
Cool.
mention
We'll
it,
kick
I know
things off, guys.
Hash AI has a few GPUs you can put to use for that.
Well,
very good, very good.
Look at
it's
that.
telling when you watch the BBC, and sometimes you have to have subtitles for other people in England. I think I've always found that to be pretty amusing. That oftentimes there's subtitles for native English speakers. The
That's just
creators
so
of the
that
phonetic alphabet, right? So
that's just so they can earn their TV license money.
hey,
It's pretty funny.
it's guaranteed job security, right? So yeah, but it's good people though, nevertheless. So.
No, awesome. Absolutely. It's good to see that we've got just about every corner of the globe on right now. So that's awesome. Welcome to everybody, guys. We'll kick things off. Brendan Young is my name, CSO at 3 Protocol. I will do a quick little intro into what 3 Protocol is for any new listeners. And then we're going to jump in with our guest speakers from Hash AI. And we've got a decent panel here today, so pretty exciting stuff. I will also mention that we do have a little quiz at the end of today's AMA where we'll be giving away 150 USDT between 5 lucky winners. Make sure that you are in our Telegram, as that's where we play the quiz live. And please do note that getting on the mic to ask questions during the AMA is not going to actually win you anything, other than, of course, growth in your knowledge. But please reserve requesting to speak for, genuine, legitimate questions. We don't really kind of just want, generic stuff just for the sake of asking. The only way to win in the quiz is to join the Telegram chat and to be the first correct answer for the quiz questions, which will be based off the content that we share here today. So 3 Protocol, essentially an ecosystem that is designed to redefine decentralized marketplaces and real-world asset transactions. And what I mean by that is that these marketplaces, they'll all, of course, be built on blockchain technology, and we'll be leveraging ZKP pseudonymity, which forms a secure ID for enhanced privacy. We'll also be implementing neural network AI for precise user product matching and a tri-signature DAO, basically to democratize any dispute resolution and to keep transactions secure. We will be launching our first platform is going live, Jobs 3. That's next week. Now it has been in its original format for a little over 2 years, but the enhanced platform that will include a freelancer portal and some of our core pillars of technology will be going live very soon. So we're obviously very excited about that. And following on from Jobs 3, we will host a series of other decentralized marketplaces, such as 3Bay, think like a decentralized eBay, Auto3, like a decentralized auto trader for buying and selling used vehicles, 3Eats, like Just Eats or Deliveroo, and 3Taxi, which is a decentralized version of Uber. And I love to stress that we're not trying to go into direct competition with these enormous companies. We are trying to provide a decentralized alternative and give access to people in a private way and as far and wide as we can stretch globally as well. And just to dive into a little bit more about those 3 pillars of technology that the platform's built upon. If we do refer to the Jobs 3 platform, which is a job employment site for hiring talent into businesses, as well as a freelancer platform for project work similar to Fiverr or Upwork, but of course decentralized and typically using cryptocurrency for payment. So the ZKP digital ID that allows users to create a digital profile without KYC and without being directly linked to their crypto wallet. So of course, that means that, if you did have to connect your wallet, then you open up to the risk of people kind of going through your transactional history and knowing everything that you've been doing. So we want to completely avoid that. once they've built their profile or created their profile, they will essentially be able to upload gigs and show previous work, and they'll start to build out their reputation so they can be reviewed by anyone who uses their services, and then that star rating will essentially be what they use to promote themselves for any future work. If we look at the neural network AI, it's to enhance product and service matching process within the marketplace. So essentially, we're looking to ensure a high level of precision in connecting users with the product or the services that they're looking for. And it's basically to improve efficiency and user experience on the platform, really cut down on time. That part of what the AI will do is to help build out profiles. So if you're a freelancer, you might be a fantastic tech guy, you might be a really good developer, but not necessarily great at selling yourself and marketing your abilities. So the AI will help you generate that profile. And then on the flip side of that, if you're looking to hire someone and you know that you need a BDM because your business is getting to that stage, but you don't necessarily know all the credentials that you want included in that role, then the AI will help you to build out a job description that suits based off a few prompts and information that you can input into it. And in terms of aligning those different search functions, it's not just keyword search like what we see with typical kind of platforms that are out there at the moment. It's more so prompt based and going into the nitty gritty of what's inside of those profiles, and then aligning the different kind of users to make sure that they are a good match. If we then look at the tri-signature DAO, basically you've got two users who enter into an agreement. You've got the service provider and the person or the company that's paying for those services. They are the two of the three signatures, and then that third signature is the DAO itself. Now, if there's a happy agreement, the work gets complete, everything goes as planned, then two signatures can sign off and the funds will be released from the escrow smart contract, and everything moves forward, happy days. If, for instance, there is a dispute, one of those parties might raise a dispute and say, hey, look, these guys are asking for more work than what was originally agreed, or the company might say, the work that was provided wasn't of a high quality standard. They said they're going to give us 4 designs, and they gave us 3 designs. So then they can raise a dispute. And in that instance, that's when the DAO comes into play. And the DAO is essentially a governance system whereby team members and token holders who hold 0.2% supply or more of the token will be invited up to vote on those DAO disputes, and whoever is determined to be the loser, I suppose, of that dispute will pay the DAO fee, which is then distributed to those who took part in the vote. So it's part of the utility of the token, of which there are many. But essentially, the vision of 3 Protocol is to deliver a shift towards inclusivity and privacy in digital commerce. So we want to empower users globally by bypassing those traditional finance barriers and the central oversight from the likes of CBDCs. We're building for the unbanked, for the privacy conscious, for blockchain enthusiasts, and aiming to make decentralized commerce accessible to everyone. So that's 3 Protocol in a nutshell, guys. As I mentioned, we are very lucky to have Hash AI joining us on the panel today. So I'd like to give a warm welcome to the guys over there. We've got the pleasure of having 3 team members from the Phenomenal Project. So we've got Dan, Adam, and Larry. Guys, if you can just give us each a bit of an introduction to yourselves, and then jump into a general overview of what is Hash AI.
Yep, of course. So I'm Dan. I work on behalf of the team in producing a lot of the content, PR, marketing, as well as some strategic advice. So that's me.
I'm Adam, CEO of Hash AI. Been in the space for around 3 to 4 years. Previously, did a lot of strategic marketing for other tokens. Obviously built up a lot of connections over the years. And then my IRL friends, obviously Iran and Firm, who are also co-founders. I think they're on. I'm not sure if they're on here today, but we came together and put our heads together over a good few months, and obviously brought Hash AI to the table, and currently sitting where we are now.
And yourself, Larry? Oh, it looks like he's requested again. Just a second. Let me get him back up.
I'm the CSO for Hash AI. I'm also the CSO for MetaTrust Security. And I've been in the space since Litecoin times. So I've been around for quite some time. I worked at Certic before as the lead BDM for Europe Major and Asia Major. And then I went on to go to Salus Security and Labs and for Geek Cartel, which is one of Binance Labs' white label security and development solutions. And now I'm here at Hash and at MetaTrust. MetaTrust, one of the largest Web3 and security-centric development labs in the space. They're based out of Singapore. And for the last 6 months before this, I was working for HSBC on their new tokenized projects and their blockchain adaptation on several different blockchains. I can't name them right now. As well as I was working as an advisor for BTOG mining for quite some time, for the last 2.5 years. Before that, I was at Georgetown University. My major was in applied intelligence with a focus on zero-day events. I've authored a couple books. If you're in foreign policy with a focus on cybersecurity, you may have cited them at some time. Thank you for hearing my little blurb, and thank you for having us this evening.
No, most welcome. Thanks for the introduction, team. If one of you want to dive into a bit of an explanation about an overview of Hash AI.
Sure. Yeah, I can. I think I can. Well, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So Hash AI is a tokenized mining project that owns, and this is quite an important point, actually owns its entire mining infrastructure, which currently consists of around 80 mining rigs with 640 GPUs. And I think our current sort of processing compute power is around 25 to 30,000 terahash. The founders you just heard from Adam, Aaron as well, and Firm, the founders and core team have extensive experience across mining, blockchain development, as you just heard from Larry, security and auditing, as well as marketing, which means Hash is incredibly well positioned to utilize this extensive infrastructure to both develop additional utility that's on the roadmap, as well as deliver mining profits back to the community by way of the community share pools that are running. We're currently in the process of releasing the next part of our utility, which is our node rental services, with our own L1 blockchain being the next milestone for further utility.
Nice. That sounds really, really good. I am particularly interested. I mean, it's in your name, right? I'd love to hear more about the AI. So, my understanding of it, and from what you've begun to allude to there, is that I understand it's designed to optimize the mining rewards and of more than just a single coin. I think correct. Can you share a bit more about that for us?
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure if I don't do it justice, Larry will step in and add any further detail. But Aaron, who's one of the co-founders, and his brother, who is his core team, are mining experts and have been doing some mining for a number of years. So utilizing their knowledge of mining, they identified an opportunity to create an AI algorithm that sits across the essentially the top of the rigs of the GPUs, and removes the human and fairly time-intensive elements of when you want to change which coin's being mined. There's a human interaction of having to go in, change it, change the clocking, and so what the AI algorithm will do is monitor the market in real time, and then analyzes which coin is most profitable to mine, and then as that changes, the AI algorithm will change with it seamlessly to ensure that the most profitable coin is always being mined, which of course will improve profitability and efficiency and remove that need for human intervention.
That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. That's very interesting to dive into. So if you've got AI that's doing market analysis of the conditions, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure, I think I could take care of that. Yeah. So as Dan alluded to earlier, we do have some oracles that are able to check each asset or mineable asset to kind of optimize return to our clients. And I think Aaron is just joining us now. But in retrospect as well, where does this come from? Well, the AI allows us to kind of harvest all the meta that's based on the conditions that are preceding all of the different viable assets. And so in return, with the data scraping as well as the Oracle, we have a combination on the front end on our DApp that kind of allows the optimization of return in our in our community pools, for example, and you'll be able to monitor that all the time. So it's kind of a great combination of different technologies on the AI basis. So of course, with all the GPUs that we have the ability to power our analytical process, and that's a key component of AI to kind of optimize the return on all of the said assets on both our GPUs and our ASICs miners. So it's kind of a two peas in a pod as far as the melding of technologies.
Yeah, I mean, hey guys, sorry. Another element of that as well to elaborate on what Larry said is that
I hope that was
AI
helpful.
Right. Hey guys, can you hear me? Okay, am I connected?
Yeah,
Hello?
we've got you.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So just to elaborate on what Larry was saying
I
as well.
I think I lost a little bit of bandwidth there for a moment.
Yeah, no, sorry. I think there's a bit of a delay, isn't there? So yeah, just elaborating on what Larry said as well. So the AI actually optimizes the way that the rigs work. So the rigs, when they change from coin to coin, it also alters the overclocks automatically as well, and then it optimizes those depending on the performance.
So Larry, you got to drop down and come back up. So I don't think you can hear all the speakers.
Okay.
Yeah, so the switching of the sort of the GPUs, what algorithms they use, and the overclocks are optimized by the sort of the AI elements to the project as well.
Interesting, cool. So alongside all of that, I was glancing through the light paper, comprehensive, obviously, but I saw about the node rental as well. Is that actually live as of yet? And if it is, or even if it's not, could you elaborate on how that's structured?
Yeah, of course. So the node rental isn't live yet. We're just in the testing phase, and we're hoping to have it live within the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks. But what we're doing is we're adding in additional infrastructure. So I think we're going to be using A4000 GPUs configured in different nodes. So multiple GPUs per node, and then we'll also have a bit of a configurator on the website as well. So depending on the task which the nodes are going to be used for, we'll be able to suggest a node that will optimize what the users are going to be doing. And we will also allow for community GPUs to be added into our infrastructure as well, so then they can be rented out for nodes. And one of the key things, because we're a mining-based token, is that any node that isn't rented or being utilized will automatically default into mining. So we can always guarantee 24/7 work of the GPUs, and we can not have any downtime.
Okay, that's very nice indeed. Like I particularly impressed that you guys have also got like a sustainable approach towards mining. I mean, we all know that our space hasn't got the best reputation when it comes to sustainability, so it's obviously something really important going forward. So how do you even start to tackle that? How do you tackle sustainability in mining?
Well, I'm happy that you asked that. We approach this in several different ways. So, sustainability is more than just the environmental impact. It's also, are we able to leave some kind of help or legacy for the indigenous populations where we're operating? Because as you know, Hash AI, or you may not know, Hash AI is, we're international. We have both mining and data centers in the UK and other parts of the world. So for our Bitcoin miners, for example, they're using natural gas and methane. It's all byproducts that are being recirculated and recycled in usage for the electricity. So how is that beneficial to everyone? Well, it reduces the cost of operations, so it makes it actually a vettable profit model. But also it reduces the environmental impact, because if not, a lot of this gas would just be discharged back into the atmosphere. So we don't try to bullshit anyone on like carbon credits or things that are not feasible. But what we do is provide jobs to the local indigenous people that, so for example, one of our mining operations is based out of Africa. And so we try to leave as much of a moral and ethical impact as the environmental impact, while providing a real value model to wherever we are. But as far as our data centers are concerned, we try to offset some of the reduction of both cost but also environmental impact by utilizing some passive energy collection apparatus, like solar panels, for example, and maybe in the future some other technology demonstrators that we can utilize. And the AI is also very effective in managing power consumption and, for example, in our pooling algorithm. So when one bank is less productive, another bank may come on or off to try to optimize power production while reducing the consumption of for example, the gas. So it's threefold. So I'm happy that you guys asked that question. This is, we're not talking about carbon credits where many other projects or other, it's very amiable and it's noble, but there's no jurisdiction that has agreed to a standard yet on how to actually. They're trying to monetize it, but until then, it's just it's LARP. So I like to focus on what's very simple and realistic applications of how we're making this sustainable. So thank you for asking that.
Hey, you're welcome. I mean, it's a incredibly important element to get behind, and it makes perfect sense that you guys are approaching it in such a comprehensive way, given the reputation that mining has. Brendan, I know that you are interested in finding out a bit more about the DApp.
Yeah, for some reason I've lost Larry's audio now. I can hear Grant and everyone else fine. But anyway, all good. Yeah, no. So I noticed that your DApp has actually been live from the get-go, right? So it'd be great to hear about how that goes and how users can actually interact with it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we wanted to launch with the DApp as well because, as Dan mentioned earlier, we had the infrastructure before the conceptualization of the token. So a huge amount of effort went into the launch of Hash AI, and one of the things that was important that we wanted to release immediately from our roadmap was the community share pools. Because we were earning from mining, we wanted that to go straight to our investors as soon as possible. So to do this, we needed the DApp that users could interact with safely and securely deposit their tokens to be eligible for the returns from the community share pool. It's a pretty simple but really effective DApp where users connect their wallet, they deposit their tokens during a deposit window, and then they get the share of the mining rewards through that particular pool. And then when the pool comes to a close, users can either claim their ETH, redeem their hash tokens, or leave them deposited for the next pool where those rewards will compound as well. And as we've mentioned, security was something that was paramount for us with this. So we had the DApp fully audited with a very well-known and highly thought of company, MetaTrust, and that's where Larry is one of the core team members. He's actually CSO as well for MetaTrust. And this was to ensure that the safety and the confidence of our investors and the pool contributors was established early on.
Nice, bringing in Larry from MetaTrust, and then sort of being able to use their skills to be able to bring sort of real security to the project. Excellent. So, talking about, can you tell us a bit more about sort of the token, the HashAI token? So, let us know sort of when you launched it, how things are tracking, and also like why should community members, why should people listening consider sort of looking into it further?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we launched in March of this year. I mean, it feels like a lifetime ago. As a couple of months in crypto it's like dog years, isn't it? It's sort of seven years for everyone. But we had an explosive launch. It was meticulously prepared, as we've mentioned, and done. We launched in a way where we could scale our infrastructure and the capacity of our infrastructure on a near sort of weekly basis. I mean, because our launch was so explosive, we actually had to fit or move up the scale quicker than we'd initially anticipated. But what we wanted to do was scale that infrastructure and really build a base for the community. So one, to demonstrate that we were launching with significant infrastructure off the bat, but also that wasn't everything, that there was more to come. There were more catalysts. And if you kind of look back through Hash's X account, you'll see kind of constant growth in infrastructure, and so I think up to currently 80 rigs and 640 GPUs. So what I think we wanted to demonstrate to the community the team's capabilities and the ability to focus on continuous improvement and delivery. We wanted to focus on ourselves rather than competitors, and to set a standard for the GPU kind of sector was pretty hot. It's one of the buzzwords in crypto that people really sort of seem to gravitate towards. And we wanted to kind of set a standard for what a tokenized mining and GPU project could achieve in the short, medium, and long term. And as we're just about to roll out the node rental and our L1 plans are coming to fruition, I believe we're definitely setting that standard and demonstrating to new and existing investors as to why Hash should be something that they look to invest in. And we've delivered over $285,000 in rewards back to the community across just 3 community pools so far. There's one currently ongoing at the moment, and I know the team don't plan on slowing down on that side of things.
Yeah, wow. 80 rigs and 40 GPUs. That's actually a pretty impressive feat, to be fair.
640,
you're getting 640,
yeah,
was it? Yeah, right.
640.
Wow. And your layer one coming into fruition, that's pretty exciting to see as well. I'd like to see that come into fruition too. So I understand that you guys have plans for kind of global adoption and expansion. So I'd love to know kind of, what are you looking at in terms of marketing and capturing that globalization?
Sure. Well, yeah, we have nothing was created overnight, but we have kind of a long-running prospectus as far as globalizing and expanding. And one of those is partnering up with quality communities and projects like Three. So I wanted to take a brief moment to kind of talk about Hash and Three. So Three is heavy on a lot of soft-based technologies, like the SSID that you guys discussed, your on-ramp and off-ramp. But what I really appreciate that kind of, I think, echoes the ethos of Hash as far as our global endeavors is you guys try to have the altruistic approach of empowering those that don't have stable fiat currencies. For example, if we went to like Bangladesh or we went to Nigeria, they have huge growing demographics that are some of the largest users of DeFi in the world, and they choose to use those currencies because their local currencies are not stable. If we look at both the Taka and both the Nigerian currencies, there's often times when they travel overseas, some of the best developers, and no one will accept their currency at exchange. I've had to help several of my Nigerian friends exchange digital currency instead of their naira that they had, and the same for some of the Bangladeshi developers that I know. No one would take their Taka in Singapore. So I think a part of that is our globalization goals are providing more reach. And what better way to do that by harnessing both technologies and good partners to lower the barrier of entry for those that deserve. I just did a keynote talk at the CED about banking the unbankable. So I think that's one of the largest approaches for Hash, and I think it echoes the ethos for 3 is providing infrastructure, technology, and just a way to try to get even. Fiat is, as you can see, even the dollar or more established fiat currencies are not always stable, right? So what better way to empower those than through DeFi? And when we have projects that echo the same ethos, I think that's one of the main steps towards globalization and expanding. If you just do the right thing, it markets itself. And like I said, with 3 and Tectums, different suites of different, ZKP technology and SSID, as well as their jobs and their ability to do on-ramp and off-ramp for these said communities. We provide the raw material, and we're actually working in some of these communities to provide both infrastructure and reach to these assets. That's part 1. The next thing is just expanding, like we had kind of alluded to earlier, layer 1 and node rentals. In the future, having decentralized and depend nodes, can you imagine block rewards and gas validators on your own data? So what's more valuable than monetary assets? It's the data. And I truly believe in the sense of blockchain that we'll use these just fiat and even digital currency as a versatile vehicle for Meta for the data. So what better way to empower and also expand our global reach and our marketability than by empowering those that are less empowered and reducing the barriers of entry? Everyone should have, banking is a privilege. Banking is not a real realization for everyone day to day. So when we're bitching about, Wells Fargo froze a transaction because it looks suspicious, other people are, I can't use my currency to buy water or bread. Those are the things I think that are kind of the ethos for the future from DeFi, and I think it's within all of our responsibilities to be good ambassadors for that. So again, we have good protocols like 3 and Hash AI. We're trying to do it the right way. Our both teams are fairly well doxed or KYC'd, and I'm security centric, for example, and I believe in both the ethos of 3 and Hash. So, and I believe in responsible mining. So I think, for example, we have like Action here, and him and I and Aaron. I think we all believe in responsible mining, and how can we empower the local populations as well as being environmentally sound, and making it and taking the kind of tarnish off of the reputation, as you alluded to earlier, about the reputation of mining and digitized currency. So I guess I'll end with that part there.
I mean, it was a pleasure listening to you speak then, Larry. It's almost like you're completely right. One of the great ways that we can see this partnership growing is because we're speaking the same language. Like, we are clearly two projects that are aligned on vision and aligned on our goals, because you said a phrase, you said like banking the unbankable, giving people the opportunity to be able to actually sort of use digital commerce, being able to participate in digital commerce and sort of purchase things online, send money online without the without the need for these centralized systems, without the need for traditional banking.
Exactly. I mean, if you just look at both sides of the fiat market, and it's just really bad that I'm not going to name any names, but there are money sending services that are predatory on these developing economies and communities. And what we have to look at is a lot of people need to get over their egos. For example, like I said, we take for granted what we, again, being able to pick what bread we want, or drink clean water, or take a bath, or do laundry. But a lot of these people don't have regular access because they can't even democratize. Even if they're making it, if they're earning, they're becoming scrutinized and taken advantage because of the predatory nature of even leveraging. If you have money, you can't leverage the power of your assets, right? So I think one of the big things is, again, just by doing the right thing, just by doing what's in both our business plans, our value incentives to our clients. I think in the not too near future, I think we have the ability to kind of make things a little bit more even. I'm not promising that we can change the world, but at least we can try to turn the tide a bit to make things even. And and let's also not be gray about it. This is a business, so I think in the sense of DeFi, democratizing the ability to even spend your money is a big deal, right? And again, I think for 3 and Hash, it's very simple. We have so much infrastructure. We have mining and GPU infrastructure, you guys, and we both have AI technology protocols. 3 has Tectum behind them, and a variety of different developing technologies that are, I think they both have crossroads to one another. I think our communities can do the same. I had a really nice conversation with Luis when before we were hashing out. It took us a while to get to where we're at now, but I'm happy that we talked to each other man to man, about what were the actual objectives of both protocols, right? And one of the things he said really struck me was, and that we both agreed on was, we need to bring up the bottom. So after this election and after the hype has gone from a lot of these memes, what will we be left with? We're going to be left with things that actually work for people and put money in your pockets, right? So 3 allows you to use your money and democratize the process of spending your money, and Hash puts money in your pocket by holding tokens and investing on our infrastructure. It's pretty black and white there. I don't see how it could get any more clearer than that. So, but by doing that and doing the right thing, I mean, it's not like it's not a win-win situation, So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we can be in that situation where we can work with that synergy and we can deliver that win-win situation where we're able to deliver a more equal, a more stable environment for people to be able to interact with, then we're absolutely onto a winner. And you briefly touched on what you call SSIDs, what we call decentralized IDs, same really. But I'm interested in what your thoughts are on where you see decentralized IDs coming in as we move forward, and also therefore the decentralized marketplaces that we're looking to deliver to.
Well, I'm happy that you asked me that, because digitized IDs along with blockchain are almost a necessity. Again, just like banking, having an ID card is not something that's always granted to everyone just because they want it. There are so many people that are underserved and underrepresented. You have to have some form of ID, even to have an off-ramp or on-ramp for your fiat or for your digitized currency. So with solutions like SSID and other zero-knowledge proofs, the rendering of the established technology is enough of a fingerprint to push the process. So I think that concepts like SSID and other concepts that share zero-knowledge proofs, and also listless identifier technologies are going to be crucial in the near future. So I think digital marketplaces are going to take the place. I can give you a use case, actually. can give you a use case. Indonesia. Before I was on an advisory for when Indonesia decided to see how many exchanges they wanted to have, because they had found that 90% of their day traders had switched to DEX and CEX. So they alluded to finally coming to.
Aaron, we're getting feedback on your mic, Aaron. If you can just mute out there, buddy.
All right. Hello.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, go ahead, Larry.
So they decided on having a compromise between socioeconomic and ethical norms, religious norms. They decided on having on settling on 40 CEX and DEX, and I think a lot of that was based on a precursor to the future. So if a whole nation state like Indonesia, El Salvador's, the Guatemalas, and the Brazils of the world can adapt to integrating and accepting digital currency as legal tender currency alongside their fiat currencies, it's just the eyes are being opened. If you asked me 4 years ago if I ever thought we'd have an Ethereum or BTC ETF, I would have said no. And that's what I told a few of the naysayers at the CED, and it just totally closed them off, because even centralized banking, even conventional fiat banking, knows that digital marketplaces, information proof-based, zero knowledge proof-based ID solutions, and the blockchain to carry it. Because I always say I do things in the spirit of blockchain, and it's because of the immutability of the blockchain. Everything that you leave there is still a fingerprint. I think it's one of the most beautiful things that most people don't understand. And I think if more, I hate to call people normies, but if general populations can understand why blockchain is so important, then I think their negative connotations would be removed. I think a lot of it is just lowering the barrier of entries. And, we look at this, you talked about digital marketplaces and Web3 integrations into monetizing and payment solutions. All we have to do is look at gaming. I mean, gaming has been around. They've been selling skins and items, and you can call them NFTs. And if you want to go back to NFTs, we just go back to baseball cards and comic books. That was a piece of digital or a printable artwork that had value placed on by the individual. It's the intellectual property. So these concepts are not new. They're actually very old, and I think if people can accept those on a nostalgia basis or an emotional basis, I think the whole process will be a lot easier. So I think the future is bright, and I think it's enough. I mean, you see how many conventional banking apparatus are leveraged against the value of BTC instead of things like gold or silver or petroleum futures, right? So, I mean, I think that most of the top hedge funds in the world are hedged against BTC heavily now, and have been leveraged for the last 4 or 5 years, actually. So it's the secret's just coming out, but I'm happy to say that we're all still very early. And again, you have good projects. Win, lose, or draw, at least we're carrying the narrative, So congratulations to all of us for being here early.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't agree with more of what you're saying. Like you're absolutely preaching exactly what we do, and speaking the same language as Grant said. It's spot on. And I'm so grateful to have this partnership, because it's when powers align and we're actually driving towards the same goals, then it just shows that like you said, we might not be able to change the world, but at least maybe we can turn the tides a little bit and help balance things out a little bit. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's
a little. Go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. There was a delay.
I was just going to say a little kind of bonus question that Grant and I were asked on an AMA, and we think it's a great question. We just love to hear people's opinion on it. If each of you would like to share, if you had a chance to meet Satoshi Nakamoto, what's one question that you'd like to ask him?
Is that for me?
It's for all of us, I think.
Oh, well, If I could talk to Satoshi Nakamoto, I'd ask him, why didn't you do it earlier? You know?
That's a good one. I'd ask him how many Bitcoin he'd give me for a pizza.
I'd ask him what his next launch is.
Yeah.
I'll probably ask if we can get private sale.
OTC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discount.
I mean, if he has to answer truthfully, I'd probably ask for that seed phrase.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh, fire.
How about all
Action
those?
straight to the point.
Tell me where all those hard drives are for that 20% that's missing. You know?
Alla bor på stående snacket.
The good news about Bitcoin in general, though, is it's going to be so many conventional financial products are leveraged on it that no matter what they want to do, DeFi is not going to go away. I think that's one of the things that we owe him, you know, or whoever they are, you know.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Gents, lastly, where is the best place for people to interact with your community, find out more about Hash AI, and just stay updated?
Adam, you got this one? Hello? Oh,
I'd say our Twitter first and foremost as well. Our Telegram #AI_Leith. I think that those are the main channels where we communicate all the tech updates. You know, have some space announcements, and any other updates that we do share are always there first.
Brilliant, guys. Awesome. Now, look, thank you so much for joining. Aside from the typical kind of spaces, technical glitches that we sometimes get, that was a fantastic panel, and I appreciate that you all could jump on. If there's any last remarks, then shoot. Otherwise, we're going to jump across to Louis for some updates from 3 over the last week.
Yeah, just really appreciate you guys hosting. It's been a pleasure.
we're excited to hear about 3. So, Louis, drop that knowledge on us.
Yeah, cheers for having us,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks
And
for having
we'll
us.
stick around.
Thanks, everyone. That was a great spaces, and I learned quite a lot about Hash AI as well. And I will definitely be asking you guys if you can get GPUs in bulk, so I can sell them to all of the gamer folk around my area. But yeah, no, we've had another busy week here at Free Protocol. You know, as you alluded to earlier, you know, time moves so fast in the space, and I can't believe it's been a week since the last update. But this week we've dropped 3 pretty big partnerships. Dropped a partnership earlier in the week with Agent Layer, who are a powerful protocol that utilizes OP Stack, and they're creating, or they're known for their decentralized autonomous AI agents, which sounds pretty interesting. But the Game GPT was another one of the partnerships that we dropped today, and they're pushing the world's first AI game engine. So they're powered by the Dual token, which again was a really exciting one. And Brendan joined them earlier on in the week for a mega space. And of course, you guys, Hash AI, which has been a great partnership for us to get over the line. It was a great call earlier in the week, and you know, as everyone's been saying, we speak the same languages. We believe in a lot of the same vision, and you know, the partnership will bloom, I am sure, over the next couple of months. In terms of spaces and AMAs, we joined Coin Launch community earlier in the week, the mega space that Brendan did with Game GPT, and we also did Mario Narfal's roundtable as well this week, which was quite interesting. And then we had a pretty detailed update from Grant earlier in the week on the digital IDs. Our decentralized IDs deliver full privacy but remain all of the functionality that central IDs do. And we achieve this through no KYC ZKP on chain profiles. And there was also a detailed update on the PMNN AI. Users of our platform will be seamlessly using our procurement matching neural network AI. Users will experience digital commerce in a way that they have never done so before. So it's really exciting. We have the launch, the first enhanced launch of the Jobs Free platform just next week. So we're really excited, getting geared up for that. And we dropped a teaser earlier this week as well on the Jobs Free Gigs completion. And this demonstrates how Neural Network AI will allow people to be matched with talent much easier, but also it will allow safe payment as well. The funds will be put into escrow, and that's sort of displayed on the video as well. So that went down really well with the community. We had a lot of partners reach out to us as well about that. It's interesting to see how many people are really interested in the smart contract around the Trisig DAO as well. And I think that's something that we covered earlier in the week on the Spaces as well. In terms of the development update, that went out, I believe, yesterday. And again, that went down really well. So we covered the client dashboard, the employer dashboard, freelance dashboard, user and avatar. Work complete includes profile name, avatar, email, ZKP ID, and loads of other things. We also have wallet free initial development kicked off, and the completion has been done in this dev sprint. And then we have the employee dashboard and then the smart contracts as well. We are internally testing the Jobs Free platform at the moment. It's going really well. Everyone is working around the clock for the launch next week. So it's going to be a busy weekend, a couple of all-nighters, I think, but everybody is really excited for the launch next week. Partnerships that we're prioritizing at the moment are either people that really share in the free protocol vision, decentralization, helping the unbanked, or people that have, are currently recruiting within the space. We'll be listing lots of jobs on the platform with our partners next week, and we'll be kicking that off as soon as the platform's launched. So expect to see lots of jobs listed from our partners over the next couple of weeks. And again, we appreciate all of you. I can see that there's community here in the Spaces. We see that there's community in the Spaces, every Spaces that we join. And, we just got to say thank you to you guys. It's been really, really inspirational, waking up every morning and seeing everybody so excited about the future of not just the free token, free protocol, but, Jobs Free platform and, what that entails for everybody in the future of decentralized marketplaces. So appreciate all of you. And again, thanks to the Spaces today. It's been a pleasure to be here with Hash AI.
Thank you, 3 Protocol, for being such welcoming hosts. And again, it's nice to get on with the community in the same pair of shoes. So let's we'll start walking together and we'll start running. So can't wait for all the exciting different technology demonstrators that we have kind of talked about in concept. I hope we can execute soon. And I think that between our communities and the leadership and all the advisors, we have such a good, well-rounded ecosystem together, not just for our unique individual projects, but for the space as a whole in AI and in mining. So look forward to continuing to work with you guys. You guys are class.
Love that, Larry. No, appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys jumping on. It's really been quite a fantastic panel, and yeah, as Louis said, lots learned, and it's always a new school day in Web3, I feel like, and so I'm sure there'll be more as we progress as well. So, guys, we are going to hold our quiz now, which is over in the 3 Protocol Telegram. So jump in over there. The way that this works is I'm going to post the questions in there. I will also vocalize them on here, but I'll post them there first so that everybody gets them at the same time. And we take the first correct answer. as always, if there is any need for a $sign or an M for millions or whatever it might be, make sure that that's included, because the first one who does it correctly is who will take the prize. So here we go, guys. We're going to shoot with question number 1. What was the name of any 2 of our guest speakers from Hash AI? People are writing Hash AI. That's not the name of the speakers, guys. Dan and Larry, well done.
Sorry, I couldn't.
So if I respond to your answer with a love heart, that means that you have won that question. And guys, if you do win one, then we like to share it around. So once you've won one, then it's you're welcome to answer, but you won't win a second one. We'll go to the next correct answer. So question number 2, going live in the chat. What was one of the 3 main things that their AI algorithm ensures? Security, privacy, accuracy? No, it's a bit of a guess. Dan spoke about this. Who was listening? What was one of the 3 main things that Hash AI's AI algorithm ensures? One of the 3 main things that ensures relevance of each piece of information in the conversation. Dynamic learning. Haven't really got an answer there, guys, yet. Tough question, hey? All right, I'll answer it for you. Things that we were looking for is that it monitors the marketplace. It makes sure that the most profitable coin is being mined, and it eliminates the need for human interaction. So they were the 3 key points that their AI algorithm ensures. Any one of those would have been an answer, but we'll go to the next question. Question number 3. Question number 3, what is something that Hash AI offer to rent? Grant asked a question about this. Very good. Nodes. Well done. Tuned in, David. All right, question number 4, guys. Question number 4, live in the chat. What is one technique that they use to be more sustainable in their mining? Bullish Pizza, I could take that. Renewable sources, they use solar. That is one of the things they do. Bullish Pizza, I'll give you that one. Question number 5, guys. Final question, live in the chat. What is a key element that Hash AI released at the time of launch? It's tech, Alfred. What is it? What was a key tech element? We asked a question on it. No, the number of rigs and GPUs is something that's grown. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a D. Yes, at the launch of the Hash AI token, they also included something else. Starts with a D, guys. Decentralized ID. No, we have a decentralized ID. Wow, another question that we couldn't get the answer to. It's a DApp, guys. Their DApp. They relaunched that at the same time as their token launch, which was a critical piece for how everything functioned. So we had 3 winners out of those 5 questions. I don't know if it was a little bit of the cutting in and out of the spaces there, but we definitely performed better last week, gents. But ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be here live again next week. Appreciate our community members and everyone's involvement. And yeah, stick around, hang out in the Telegram chat. We're all pretty active in there. And any questions, then feel free to ask away. Of course, we've got our Vision bot who can help with technical stuff as well. Thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.